Hello everyone, welcome back to Operation Hats. It is Japan's turn 18, July 1940, wait no, it'll be January 1945 I believe. I'll check when I get back to the income tracker. Quick overview before we start the turn. Some stuff has happened since the last Japanese turn. Primarily, the Allies have really struck back on all fronts. The FEC recaptured Calcutta, and it is very sizably defended. There's no way I'm taking that, not with the anti-aircraft guns and all the units there. Looked at it, just don't have quite enough force and range this turn. So we'll see how this goes and reposition, especially because we already have the KMT attempted a breakout from Yunnan into Kwangtung. Didn't actually intend to break out, rather sacrifice themselves so the CCP could score a victory point and perhaps tie the Axis. But well, we need to contain this because they've got a port, they've got a lot of income now, and we need to stop that before it gets out of hand. So we're going to go ahead and provide a little bit of counterstrike there. As well, the CCP is seeing an opening because our forces in north to counter the Soviets to Sea, which again we have to provide a little bit of counter to. And the Soviets have finally retaken Novosibirsk. They don't need around there. And it's impregnable at the moment due to only having one of our two armies in the north in the area. So you got to leave that be. As well, the Americans have come over here and sunk our invading fleet. We expected that, but they did it with a battleship, interestingly enough, and I tried. There's unfortunately no way for me to easily take out this battleship. There's 6 units there. I can attack with 5, but my planes are out of range, unfortunately, because I didn't get long-range aircraft this turn. A bit of a foreshadowing. So if I got long-range aircraft, that would be my battleship. Unfortunately, that's not the case right now. And then I believe Anzac built a submarine. I thought. Maybe they didn't. Huh. I thought Anzac built a sub. Oh well. No sub to worry about there. Over on this side, the Allies have really beefed up their presence in Morocco. Italy is under some considerable duress, and they're actually in range of the Atlantic coast because their ships moved out to Gibraltar on the Atlantic side, so we'll see what they plan to do. There are German units in the area. We've moved back to Portugal to maybe put a little bit more threat on the US again, see what they do to respond. There were plans and high hopes for, maybe an invasion of Canada this turn, or the UK, but our strategy to block the American fleet failed because there's a lot of British fighters, and they can hit any sea zone along here and really make a mess out of any blockers we throw up. Soviets defeated our incursion in Bessarabia and attacked western Ukraine, then to retreat their forces into Bessarabia in a very clever move to consolidate them. And so now this 94th Mobile Army is well within counterattack range of their infantry in Romania, so I don't know that we're going to try another poking attack. If it did land in western Ukraine, quite possibly. We might have tried that, seeing if we could take a few more Soviet units off the board. We'll have to do some calculations where it goes. They traded back some more land, stayed out of an attack on Istanbul. Seems like it was too strong for them. And then up here, the British just keep sitting there, proving remarkably ineffective at anything except making London the most impregnable fortress on the planet. Because even if I brought the entire Japanese transport arm over there, I still don't think I could take this. There's so many units in there, plus the city and the aircraft. It's just absurd. Absolutely absurd. Africa isn't going bad. Germans have attacked South Africa to see if we can, pull anything off here. We'll see what the British do in response. At least it cuts the rail line to stop them from getting the African colonialism point, even if they take Egypt, which I don't think they're going to do this turn. It's actually probably one of the strongest defended places we've got. But moving on to go over the start of the turn, I rolled for my technology in the Discord again. Long-range aircraft failed again, which stinks. But I got radar. We'll see if that ever finishes. I wasn't really sure what to go for. Radar is at least useful. You don't have to build anything for it, and it's not heavy armor. I don't like heavy armor in Japan. Corrections from last turn. The Soviets accidentally took the money for Hungary off the Germans. Italy actually controlled that because they took it back, so we're going to take the Germans up to, Italy down to. And over here, there is a fort on from the Japanese victory objective that never got placed last turn. Just stuck it on Atu, as I said in my previous video description. So moving over here to purchases. the Americans have started building heavy ships, so we need a counter. We're going to build 2 heavy battleships. We're going to just start them. We're not rushing construction. We've got time. We've got, I think, a 12-5 lead in capital ships in the Americans right now. And even 2 heavy ships is not going to change that appreciably. So we're patient. We need to rush this too much. We're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry for various places. 2 airborne, 2 marines, 3 militia, 1 anti-aircraft gun, fighter, destroyer. This will be our bonus coast artillery. And then we're going to build a fighter and an infantry to lease to the Axis. I get 2 off on each of these from pre-construction and Kiwi tie, and 1 off on this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 86 minus 5 is 81. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this up now. So I remember this coastal artillery goes here, and these guys get placed over here. I will tell you, this was the worst buys I've ever had. The Americans raided, I think it was 5 IPP off me, and it took me forever to figure out what to do, because I've been hoping for that 5 IPP to make a slightly better naval buy. And then I decided more land forces was more useful here, because the Navy's actually pretty strongly my way at the moment, and we've got some plans for it. Alright, moving on to combat movement. First things first, we're going to do some combo raiding down here in P50. We're going to take this medium bomber, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, bomb this minor factory in Calcutta, just keep the FEC hurting for cash. If they have to build colonial infantry, then all the better for us. We're going to take this infantry and this fighter from Burma, and we're going to see if we can snipe Bengal. We're going to take this fighter from Burma, and it's going to go to Yunnan, along with these 2 infantry from Hanoi. And we're going to take that, cut off the KMT's retreat. We're going to come up here while this is non-combat. And then we're going to come over here to the big one. We're attacking Hawaii this turn. We've got a bit of a reprieve for a turn while the Americans have a damaged battleship and don't have any heavy ships, so we're going to make use of it. This sub's going to go 1, 2, 3 to Hawaii. You can actually, combat move, but it's moved it there, so don't forget. These 2 battleships are going to leave port and go... Come on. 1, 2, 3 to Hawaii. This entire Japanese second fleet is going to go to Hawaii along with 2 marines. We're not taking the whole force. We want to leave some guys back in Midway. I don't believe that the Americans can attack it this turn, but I don't want to risk it. But yeah, they have 1 infantry that they can reach, assuming I kill all these guys. He's 1, 2, yeah, 1 infantry. So I could leave just 1 marine there, but I don't like it. I don't like the odds. And this should be a pretty easy victory in Hawaii with the amount of extra firepower I'm bringing here. And then this marine is going to get picked up, and all of these guys are... come on. Just move the import marker. All these guys are going to come over to Hawaii and join the fleet. If battleships can move through, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means 3 marines. All these planes are going to take part. Yes, I have an anti-aircraft gun. I've got 6 planes. I'm not too worried about the casualty options, especially since I get some first strikes first. Actually... You know what? Oh, darn it. I forgot to ask MP7 what his order of casualties is for this. I'm going to assume that if I get any hits on the shore bombard, he wants the AA to survive, because otherwise I'm going to shoot these planes. But, yeah. I'm starting to rethink the 3 Marines here. So I'm going to build a militia here. That'll be 2 infantry. Yeah. We're going to go right here. We're going to take 4 out, just so we've got plenty of better force, and it means we can bring in all 4 heavy battleships as bombardment. And I believe that is all of our attacks. This submarine is not raiding. And let's go ahead and do some dice rolls. Alright, do we have dice sitting around there? Yep. Alright, so, convoy raid first. Make this one yellow for the British, or rather the Anzac. Hoping for some decent rolls here. Red's Japan. Ooh, nice. So we get 6 plus 1 is 7, and then we have 2 plus 3 is 5. We actually take all 2 off the Anzac. But before we celebrate, let's roll for that ASW. Whew, miss. Alright. I deleted the damage markers from the previous turn. Clean up, but here we go. So Anzac. Oh. I'm a little bit messy with the keyboard today. I've developed some tendonitis in my wrist over the past week, and so it's a bit painful to type. Nope, that's FEC. So, thankfully, it's my right hand, not my left. I'm lefty. I'm a lefty. But still, I had a lab report to type over the end of the week, and it was not entirely fun. All right, so that's that. Moving on to Calcutta. I believe it is just 1 dice for a medium bomber. We're gonna roll that. 6, 3, not too bad. And anti-aircraft gun at 3. Miss. Alright, we're gonna go grab some damage from the London, because there's always damage in London. Again, the British just not showing any inclination to repair. They're just content with purchasing a huge amounts of militia up there. So we'll see if that strategy pays off for them in the end. I have a suspicion it won't. So 3 damage. That's 2. These things are always so finicky. There we go. So 3 damage on the FPC factory. Then we are going to come over here. And we're going to roll dice for Bengal. So we're going to have 1 infantry in blue and a fighter in purple. Infantry at 2, fighter at 6. Infantry at 2 in blue, fighter 6 in purple. And that is a hit. The militia responds at a 2. 3. That was close. So that is dead, and Japan captures the territory. Up 1. Not quite as nice as last turn when we had Calcutta, but we can work with that. And then over here we have Yunnan, which is 2 infantry and 1 fighter. So 1 and 6. Oh, hit from the infantry. Alright, he has a militia back. 4. That is a miss. And another Japanese territory. One that we have been trying for since the very beginning of the game. Finally. Granted, there's still these 4 anti-aircraft guns we have to deal with at some point up there. And then we're going to drag the dice over and come play with India. Not India. What am I saying? India. Hawaii. Alright, so we have 4 Marines, which means we get 4 shore bombardments from our survivor battleships, which I believe are at 5. Yeah. Unit things over here. Naval unit shore bombardment is parentheses. Heavy battleships, yep, at a 5. So, there are no fortifications or anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Heavy battleships at 5. Home for hits. Well, that was underwhelming. Alright, no hits. Alright, then we have 4 militia at 2 because Hawaii. Sorry, not 4 militia, 4 Marines at 2 because 1 Hawaii 1 because Hawaii's mountainous. So that's 1 hit. And then we have 3 tactical bombers at 7. With targets left. 2 hits and 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And then 3 fighters. And that last 5th hit. Alright, so that is all the defending units gone. But they get to reply back first. So we're going to have 1 militia here in green. 3 infantry in purple. And then these 3 blues are the anti-aircraft guns. So we're hoping they miss. Come on. Ooh, 4. That was close. 1 hit from an infantry, and that is it. That's not too bad. 1 Marine down, and he loses everything. And I'm kind of happy that the short bombardment missed, because it means I don't have to deal with the question of whether he wanted the AA gun taken first. But so that is that cleaned up. Hawaii is now firmly under Japanese control. We'll scoot this fleet back a little. And stick these infantry here. We are not going into port. We'd like to keep our fighters hanging around. So, yeah, need to figure out how to get this all on the task force marker. This thing just needs to keep getting bigger and bigger. Moving on to non-combat. First, we're going to have this transport plane from Burma go 1, 2, 3, 4 to Rihi. This transport plane from Siam go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Rihi. These 2 infantry from Siam are going to load on this transport from Cochin, China, and go. Come on. I'm going to go 1. Actually, here, let's do this first to make sure this is done properly. These 2 destroyers are going to pick up 2 Marines, and they're going to come over right here. Not unloading yet. And then this seaplane is going to go 1, 2, fly over the sea zone. And if this French sub wants to engage at any point, he's welcome to get shot at. I don't think I can fly anything else over there. Like I guess I could send this fighter over here. Yeah, this fighter's just gonna randomly go 1, 2, fly over here. He's gonna go back to Burma anyway. But hey, if this sub wants to shoot at things, he's welcome to shoot at things. Same with this submarine. It's also gonna move up here. So got a lot of units in here if that sub wants to mess around. So these 2 guys are gonna go from here. 1, 2, 3. And these 2 infantry are gonna drop off in Hopei. Transport's going to go into port in Shantung. This transport is going to pick up these 2 guys from Siam, Marine and an infantry, and we're going to take them up 1 and drop them off in Hong Kong, where the 41st Army is going to start. And we're not going into port. These 2 Marines are going to drop off into Hong Kong as well. This transport is going to go 1, 2, and land in Malaya. It's not Malaya, Cochin, China, because Malaya is just a little bit too close to this fighter. 1, 2, yeah, he could try and port strike me there. That's all that. These 6 infantry from whatchamacallit, Burma are going to march over to Anam Tonkin. Put some pressure on the Chinese. That leaves 1 infantry here. We're going to put 1 fighter back in Burma, 1 fighter back in Burma. When I believe they can actually scramble to Yunnan from here, because the Himalayas work weird. In V3 it used to be the fact that you couldn't fly planes over them, but that was changed in V4, and now it is legal to fly planes over. Don't ask how, you just can. So we're also going to fly this fighter back, and we're going to leave him here until the very end of non-combat, just in case people feel like attacking that. So then we're going to start strategic naval moving things. We're going to take this transport. It's going to go 1, 2. Strategic naval move to this season. This one's also going to strategic naval move to this season. And this transport's going to strategic naval move all the way up here to Honshu. That leaves all those. These 2 guys up here are going to rail down from Rihi to Hunan. Yep, this whole section is done. So this fighter is going to fly over here. The seaplane is going to go land in Formosa. None of these ships are in port. They're all just hanging out in the season because we don't want to get... If Hong Kong does go the way of the dodo, we don't want to go with it. Yeah. Then Yeah, this transport is in port in Honshu. Again, just clarify that. Yeah, alright, up here. This force in Tanatuva is going to go back to Central Mongolia, because I don't like the fact that there's a bunch of Soviet tanks right there. These guys in Buryatia are going to go back to Central Mongolia. Consolidate force, get close to the CCP. This guy from Irkutsk is going to go back to Buryatia. Use that fighter's way over there. He's out of range of anything. And these guys got 6 kamikazes that just sit here doing nothing. These Americans are cowards, unfortunately. Substation there. Well, these guys are out of port. And again, if this French sub wants to engage at any point, let him. I highly doubt Davik wants to do that, so I'm just not gonna bother. So that leaves us with 3 fighters in Burma, 1 infantry, 2 infantry, 6, 1 infantry, and I can just start erasing this massive mess of lines. Make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, did I? No, I did not fly that medium bomber back. It's things like that you miss. So that medium bombers went 1, 2, 3. It's gonna fly back to 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't get anywhere interesting. It'll also just fly back to Burma. That airbase in Burma is nice because it lets me get very far north. Yeah, because this seaplane covers here. I stupidly tried to map that submarine from Okinawa last turn. It's actually 2 seasons. I don't know why I thought Okinawa was its own season. I do that occasionally with islands. But yeah, Okinawa's season range is actually pretty bad. But so Formosa is much better. I can cover here all the way up to here. So yeah, we're doing okay there. And then I think that is... Actually, this shrimp is going to go to dock and reheat instead. Just feels better to me. Or Nanking. Nanking. Alright. Yeah, enough waffling. We're getting long here. Alright, that's taken, that's taken, that's taken. That's taken. This is all done, that's done. Done, done. 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 And then this is all done. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, but it was marked as a comment move up here, is I'm going to take the upper Midwest with this Marine. So I don't know how this works for the income tracker, because it's not actually really a territory. So we're just gonna move this marker off to the side. See the Japanese one on there. I think this, yeah, there's a snap point there, so it's probably programmed for the income tracker. And that's just a walk-on, so it doesn't affect anything. I'm just trying to be as annoying to the Americans as possible right there. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and move to place units. So, got all of this. Lots of ground units. But I've got them mostly sorted by location here. So, first, these 3 guys are all going to Western US. We can place 2 things at the factory. So we're going to place an anti-aircraft and an infantry and a militia. Let's see what the Americans are willing to send over here. We're going to place this coastal artillery in Midway. Really beef this place up. And then we're going to place a militia there. So, see what the Americans feel like throwing at us. This militia is going to go up here in Irkutsk, keep the Russians from walking on. These 4 are all going to come over here. These 2 guys are going to get built in Honshu. This guy is going to get built off Tokyo. And this fighter is going to get built in Honshu. Yeah, I don't really care about this American sub. Do whatever it wants. This marine is going to get built in Tokyo. Oh wait, I put all the units out here, I'm silly. Alright, these two airborne go in Rihi. These two marine and infantry go down in Siam. Gives us 3 units in that area. In that sea zone. Where is it? There we go. And then we're going to take these two infantry and we're going to build them in Tonkin, which probably needs the marker more than Calcutta does at this point. Squeeze them in right there. So that's a total of 8 infantry there. And 1 in Burma. I don't think the British can do anything here. They don't have any airborne or any transports, so, and they go next, so there's no Lend-Lease options, so hopefully that's pretty good. And then finally, we're going to do Lend-Lease. As always, it gets built in Honshu, leaves this port, goes here, over. We're going to go either direction of these seasons, so we're going to go this way, around the sub, across, over, up the Suez Canal, up this side. Infantry gets dropped in northern Italy, because that's the Italian place of choice at the moment. And then this fighter is going to keep going, come around, and up into Western Germany. Beats in. Seems the most useful spot here. Yeah, because you can't actually scramble anymore. Yeah. Should be the most useful there. So that is the Japanese turn. Quickly looking at income, we captured 1 from the KMT, 1 from the British. Nothing up here. 2, 3, 4 from the Americans. So, 1 from the FEC. Up 1, down 1, up 2, 3, 4 from the Americans. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Americans. And then up 1 from the Chinese. And just China. Down 1. And now I press the funny button, hope everything stays. Oof. Okay, so first, this does not count Upper Midwest then. So those two are right there. Italy's in the right spot. Germany's in the right spot. Those are all in the right spot. Okay. That's good to know. This is not counted on the income tracker, so you just have to do it manually. And I just want to make sure that all the roundels are done properly here. Sometimes if you double roundel, things get grumpy. Yeah. Alright, so quickly going back here. Japan has all the bonuses. I think I actually have every bonus I can get at the moment. So I've got Philippines, Java, Hawaii now, Malay, and Borneo, so that's 10 extra IPP, plus all of the islands in oh, I don't have one of the China bonuses. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 18 plus 66. 66 plus 18 would be 60 plus 24, which would be 84. I'm going to quickly count my bonuses real fast on China. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think Hong Kong is one. Nope, not Hong Kong. Wait. Is it? I don't think so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, yeah. 6, 7, 8. I don't think Atu is a bonus. So we are at 84. And again, I'm just going to check. The islands and China bonuses are just so hard to remember. Alright, Midway X1, that's 3. Hopei, Shangtung, Kwangtung, Beiping, and Nanking. Yep, alright, that's 8. So Japan has 84 IPP to spend on the next turn. Thank you all for watching, and I'll hand this off to Davik, and we'll see what he is up to with the British, both in the European theater and over here in the Pacific. Thank you all for watching, and have a good evening.